Hello, welcome to episode 11. Today we're going to take a slight deviation from the norm, and we're going to cover one topic for the entire episode. The topic we're going to cover today is the question, why should women lift weights, or should women lift weights in general? During this video, I will try to convince any females watching that instead of coming in and just doing cardio, or just coming in and doing light weights for ridiculously high numbers of reps, you should be in the free weights room doing proper strength workouts. And to convince you of this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up 3 straw man arguments, the most common complaints that I've heard from women when I bring up this topic with them, or when guys talk to me about they're trying to get their girlfriend to lift weights. These are the excuses they normally come up with. So we're going to try to counter some of them. So the first excuse is the most common one, definitely. I don't want to end up big and muscly. Well, you're not going to end up big and muscly, and categorically you're not going to end up big and muscly unless you're a freak, because there's one reason, and that reason is testosterone. Testosterone is the main anabolic hormone involved in muscle growth, and the reason why men are a lot bigger than women, muscle-wise anyway, and the reason why male athletes jump higher, run faster, throw further, and lift heavier weights in weightlifting is because on an average men have 15 times higher levels of testosterone than women. And this is the main reason why all these things are true. Women who look like this take steroids. So unless you're going to be taking steroids, this excuse is just pretty silly. Unless you're an extreme outlier, you're not going to end up looking muscly. You're not going to look like a bodybuilder. It's just not going to happen. Women who lift hard, don't take steroids, and aren't fat, look like this. So, hope that addresses that issue. Excuse 2, I just want to tone up. Toning up is an artifact of 2 processes. The first process is muscle hypertrophy, which is muscle growth. This is induced via the cells of the muscle itself getting bigger, or the secondary one's hyperplasia, which takes part to a much lesser degree is actual division and new muscle cells. And this is one of the responses to strength training is hypertrophy and hyperplasia, as in just actual growth of the muscle. And the second one, and this is the biggest factor in toning, is adipose tissue atrophy, as in fat loss. You can't spot reduce fat. You can't preferentially say I want to lose fat from my biceps or my triceps and do exercises to do that. That just doesn't work. That's just not how your metabolism works. What you have to do to lose fat is just lose it overall. So you need to lose weight, or you need to lose fat all over your body, and your body will just take it off wherever it decides to take it off. This is not something you can control. This is a very complex subject. Just accept it. You can't spot reduce fat. And so once you accept that leaning up is an all over body thing, it's a commitment. The best way to do that is diet, and secondarily through exercise, and that is cardio, but that's really quite a low secondary factor. Diet is the primary factor that's going to help you change your body composition. This is a topic we might cover another day because it's quite a big one. But if you want to lose fat, diet is the main way to do it, and then cardio as a secondary option. What you can do specifically though is build up muscle in areas you want to appear more toned. So classic ones, bingo wings. So girls have overhanging fat here, and they want to get more muscular arms. The best way to do that by far is lifting free weights. If you do stuff like bench presses, overhead presses, dumbbell presses, pull-ups, barbell rows, good bodybuilding exercises that guys use to put muscle on, you'll put muscle on much more effectively. There's a reason why guys do the exercises they do. It's because they're the most effective exercises. So if you want to put muscle on your tricep so it firms it up and tones it more, you need to be doing the same exercises the guys do to do the same goals. And you won't, like I mentioned before, you won't end up with huge triceps. You're not going to look like Jay Cutler or Ronnie Coleman, because you do not have the testosterone levels capable of doing such a thing. So you need to train as hard as you can with free weights to achieve these goals. I've yet to see a girl who's got a bodyweight plus bench press who had fat arms, who wasn't fat overall. So, if you want to tone up, then free weights are awesome. Next excuse, third straw man, is it's too macho in the free weights room. This is down to your own self-perception. This is how you perceive yourself, and this is how you perceive others to be as well. This is all in your own head. I can tell you as a guy who lifts more weights than pretty much every other guy in the gym, bar a few, I think it's amazing when girls come into the weights room of their own accord. I think it's awesome. I try to be as welcome and encouraging to girls in the weights room as I can, even if I don't know them. Or if they come up and ask for help, I'll give them special attention. I'll really try and encourage them, because there's not enough girls lifting weights. Simple as that. It is a male-dominated pastime, but that's because girls have some kind of preconceived notion that it's a macho world and that it's a horrible place to be. It's not. All those preconceptions you hold are your own. They're in your head. The majority of men like seeing girls lift the weights and try to actively encourage it. Quite a lot of guys, and the majority of guys who strength train and powerlifters, strong man, bodybuilders, they want to get their girlfriends doing the same thing because they see the benefits of themselves and they want to see the same benefits in their girlfriends. They want them to look better, they want them to look happier, they want them to look fitter, they want them to look better. Lifting weights is a good thing. It's a good thing. And yes, there are assholes in the free weights room. There are perverts in the free weights room. But then there are assholes and perverts all over the gym. They just don't live in the squad rack. So, hopefully that's addressed those three straw men that I've put up. Next we're going to look at the health benefits. The primary benefit to strength training for women is prevention against osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is brittleness in bones, and it can cause later in life, like when you fall, like when people with osteoporosis fall or trip, they suffer a massive injury, like broken arms, broken legs. It's quite a dangerous thing, and it really can reduce the quality of your life. So just one quick study to have a look at. Walters et al. In the Journal of Strength and Conditioning in 2012. They're based in Illinois. Hope I didn't pronounce that wrong for any Americans watching. They did a case study of two female powerlifters of the ages of 49 and 51. They looked at the bone mineral densities. So bone mineral density is an actual measure of the density of the bone, and that's done by a DEXA scan. DEXA scan is a sliced MRI. It looks like the body strip by strip, and they can pick out what the different tissues are and the levels of the tissues. And what they found was that the two women they looked at, the two powerlifters who've been lifting weights for 30 years plus, are both of a fairly advanced age or menopausal age of 49, 51. They found that their bone mineral density was way higher than their matched age groups. So the average bone mineral density for women their age, their bone mineral density was much higher. They also found that their bone mineral density was higher than the upper ranges of those measured for women between the ages of 18 and 30. And also the 51-year-old in particular had the highest bone mineral density ever recorded for a woman of her age. So if you want to prevent osteoporosis later in life, lifting weights is an amazing idea. And then if you want to train for strength or you want to train for injury prevention, free weights and barbells are by far, in a way, the best way to achieve these goals. If you want to get stronger for sport, you want to get stronger so you can lift up your kid, you want to get stronger so you can do housework, you want to get stronger so your day-to-day life and work, like you spend a lot of time on your feet, you walk around a lot in your job. Strength training with barbells is by far the best way to build strength in your legs, your hips, your knees, your arms. Nothing else compares. If you want to prevent injury, so for girls there are a few things that are an issue. So the way your femur sits at a Q angle because of your white hips, and that causes a lot of increased stresses at the knee, and that can be a problem if you do a lot of endurance training, like if you run marathons, you run 10Ks, you do fun runs. Every time you contact the floor when you're running or walking, you put upwards of 2 times your own body weight through the floor. If you're jogging and you heel strike, so if you hit the floor with your heel, it's fairly common, you can put 3 to 4 times your own body weight through your knees and through your ankles and through your hips. So if you weigh 60 kilos, fairly common weight for a girl, you could be putting 180 kilos to 220 kilos of pressure or of impact through your knees, through your ankles, and through your hips. Now, if you're a 60 kilo girl squatting 180 to 220 kilos, you'd be the top 10 strength athletes of your body weight in the world. So, it might be an idea as an injury prevention to strengthen up these muscles, to put some load through them, to build up your bone mineral density, to build up your tendons, to build up your ligaments, to build up your muscles, to take those impacts that you go through every day in life and in training, especially if you play sport. If you play sport of any nature, you should be lifting weights. No two ways about it. It's essential conditioning for you. You should be doing it. And then finally, there's a feeling of empowerment that I hear quite a lot from girls who lift weights. They feel because they're entering into a man's world, if you will, and they're confident and they do their own thing and they love it. You normally see girls go from shy little willows who don't want to do anything to ballsy, confident women in the weight room. That's a fairly universal thing that's happened. But I've seen a girl go from quiet, shy, doesn't want to be there, to they're a lot more confident, they're a lot more outgoing. It's a big thing for a girl. If you can go into probably the most male-dominated place in a gym, if not in the world, which is a big free weights room, and you can go in there, do your own thing, talk to guys, be comfortable, then if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. So that's the Sinatra test. So if you can pass that test in life, as far as confidence goes, as far as interacting with guys goes, everything else is going to be wee buns for you. So hopefully that's convinced any girls watching that lifting weights is a good idea. And for the guys, maybe you can use some of these points to help convince that your girls, or your girlfriends, your sisters, your mothers, to go in the weights room and lift weights. Okay, that concludes this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.